Hey traders, this is Cousin Vinny coming to you on November the 7th after the close with a quick look at what happened today and what we can look forward to tomorrow. We saw the ES run up at the end of the day. After hours it ran up to, I believe, 1262.50, and we're currently down at 1257, 1258 area. No big deal. Completely expected. Okay. Looking at the daily, we talked about these two candles here, Thursday and Friday, and what this could mean for today using this pivot point here, the low on October 4th, and this particular pivot point here. Alright, we saw that and expected that we would come down to the 1237 area, which we did see today. Alright, so we already knew what our possible downside was with the 236 area and the 382. We were looking at these two numbers, and of course we were looking at 1272 on the upside, utilizing this pivot high here and this pivot. Alright, so we knew that we had 1258 on the upside. That was my target for today, 1258.66. And we knew that we could possibly get down to 1204. I personally didn't think we'd get there, but you never know with the markets and the news and so forth. So we did come down to 1236, 1237, and that occurred right around 1234. Alright, so I took some SPY calls off of this area here, a small position, and I went to the gym, and when I came back we saw this breakout of this descending channel. Okay, and by 4 o'clock we had run up to the 1258, our target. Go figure, the fibs actually work. We got up to 1264, I'm sorry, and we have moved back a little bit, but no big deal. We could see a nice move tomorrow. So looking at the fact that we closed above the 1258 area, there is a possibility we see 1272 tomorrow, depending on whether or not we have good news. So keep your ears and eyes peeled and focused on the markets, and possibly we'll see something good. Remember yesterday we talked about the relative strength, and that if we had this turn down or move to the side, it could signal some weakness. We didn't get above these two highs from Thursday, Friday, but we did have a nice candle here where we tested the lows, 1237, and came back. So that's short-term bullish on an intraday point of view. What happens tomorrow, given that we've seen 3 candles where we closed in this range, which is not completely unexpected when you consider the fact this is the area of this previous neckline, okay, of that head and shoulders top that we've been talking about previously. So we would expect a little bit of resistance here. We're either going to correct in price, where we would move down, or we correct in time on a sideways fashion. So that's what we're seeing right now. Okay, on a weekly, we're looking good as well. And we're right in the middle of this. We had an inside day pattern, okay, for the most part, but we're only 1 day into the week, so I would like to see this move up above this level here, okay, which 1272, 1280, 1285 would be nice. Alright, notice relative strength is pointing down, but this is Monday, so we'll see how the markets work tomorrow. Now I did have I added to an Amazon position, and Amazon did fairly good today. We pretty much went sideways, but at least we didn't break down. Alright, so I'm still holding this position. The spiders that I added at 11:30 are doing quite well. That was right in here. Okay. Notice that we said previously that we tested this area right at the close on Thursday, and we moved a little bit lower. Excuse me, Friday, and we moved a little lower on Friday into this channel, but we have since broken above that. So that was a quick little channel. I would expect to see this possibly get back up to this area here, which would coincide with the 1272 that I pointed out earlier. Okay, so cab, we talked about that during the day, looking at the 50-minute, or excuse me, the 15-minute Bollinger Bands have been compressing. If you look at the 60-minute, you can see this very well. Depending on your charting system, you can see this a little better on stock charts. The upper Bollinger Band price is staying between the shorter term period moving averages and the upper Bollinger Band. As long as that continues, we can see this ride higher. Okay, I'm looking at this small cup pattern here. The fact that the lower Bollinger Band is starting to turn up, which is telling me that price will probably meander higher instead of just busting out. Notice the relative strength is turned sideways. We are approaching overbought or in overbought territory on the stochastics, and MACD has room to move a little bit higher as well. So looking at the daily, I was pointing out today that we were in a cup and handle. Alright, we saw volume taper off, which you want to see. We'd like to see this volume increase tomorrow and break above the average and see price move back up to this upper Bollinger Band at 27. I'm personally looking at the 28, 29 level, which this could see very well. Relative strength is pointing higher, so it's not going to be a quick move, but you never know. I've seen a couple of days where cab can move a couple of points very quickly. All right, so that's my positions. Keep an eye on the ES and the targets, okay, that we talked about previously. 1258, we are currently above that, and 1272 for the next target on the upside. All right. If we hit the 1272, there's a good likelihood, if this relative strength continues to move higher, there's a good likelihood that we're going to test the 1289.25 area that we hit end of October. Okay, so keep an eye on these numbers. I don't see us coming back to 1237, but if Berlusconi says something stupid tomorrow, you never know. It is a news-driven market that we're in, so keep that in mind, and remember to use your stops. Take care, and we'll see you in the room.